Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the I'll Try That podcast. I'm joined as always by Richard.
Hello.
And Barbara.
Word.
Simo is still in Australia, so he's not available for comment. But we are hearing some fantastic news that he will be back in the UK for an extended period later on this year. So watch this space for more Simo-related episodes.
Simo teaser.
Simo teaser. Just what everyone was waiting for. So this week we're going to be travelling to the north of the UK to go and visit North Brewing Co. But first, fellas, it's middle of June, but you both have just been on your own separate, I might add, holidays. How were they?
Lovely, thank you. Very nice. Just what the doctor ordered. How about you, Rich?
Yeah, it was nice. It was some much needed time away, which was thoroughly enjoyable. And I managed to go before all of that kerfuffle with the airports, which was quite nice.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of nonsense about airports and EasyJet specifically, right?
Oh, well, mate, people who work in travel, you got to be careful of them. I've been, little brag from me. I've been real greedy. I've had 3 holidays this year so far.
Nice.
Egypt, Greece, and I've just come back from a wonderful stag do in Krakow, which was wonderful. Pints for £2.60.
I've heard good things about Poland and stag do's.
And the wonderful access to, lovely fresh, crisp pilsners, and because it wasn't the destination of the 3 that I thought was going to be particularly hot, but it was high 20s. And walking around, obviously doing little cultural sites, but also doing go-karting, axe throwing, and
nice.
a slight break from beer to do some vodka tasting.
When in Poland.
But I was still parched and able to partake of some lovely beers at the same time.
What was it? Was a special mention beer? What do you have to say?
I have absolutely no idea of actually what any of them were called. No. That's not very good, is it?
But you probably remember what they taste like, so that's good.
Yeah. Oh, don't I ever.
Were you at least doing it in big old steins as well over there?
Not so much, actually.
No?
Weirdly, just we did go to one place we did have like a giant jug, like a keg, and we all had our own little taps on.
Yeah.
It was quite late at night, so
Stein is it kind of stops at the German border, and then when you get to Poland, they do start going into fancy glassware. Actually, I've noticed that kind of from some photos in the Polish breweries I'm following. Rich, what about you? Were there any notable beers on your holidays?
Well, my adventure, I actively tried to find a brewery when I was over in Tenerife, and I Googled it and specifically found where we were staying, there was supposedly a brewery half a mile away. So I actively went out. I went trekking in the midday heat to go and find this brewery. For love nor money, could I find the brewery at all? And I followed my Google Maps thing, and then I started reading the reviews of the brewery, and it was just like, can't find it. Nowhere, no clue where it is. And I was like, oh, for God's sake, this is ridiculous. And I was gonna bring the beers back, and I was gonna save them for when we're all together to drink and review them. But no, for love nor money, could I find this brewery, which was a
Ghost Brewery.
Ghost Brewery, yeah, exactly.
That's what we're going to call ours one day. Or not, it's fine, we don't have to.
Well, I mean, talking about brewery holidays, I mean, I did the ultimate brewery holiday. I went to Dublin. And of course, that involved going to St James's Gate, the Guinness factory, let's say, but the Guinness brewery, and feeling the Guinness experience. And honestly, if you're in Dublin, definitely worth a shot. Even if you're not that much of a fan of beer or Guinness itself. It's just the whole experience. They've really put a lot of money. Diageo have spent a lot of money to show you and get people interested, and there's something for everyone. I mean, a big takeout from us as we were sat, everyone gets, at the end of the big tour, which is up in this huge malts house, and all very new plush, get to the top in the Sky Bar. And you can go get your free pint of Guinness with your ticket. And Liz and I and my wife are sat there overlooking the whole of Dublin, really nice kind of picturesque sat. And then suddenly some drums just come, like live drumming comes in. And then there's Irish dancers. And it's like this whole thing. And they've got like these, I don't know, it was just a weird experience. But everyone really was like up on tables like, yeah, let's go. Woo. It's like 10 o'clock in the morning. But everyone's like, yeah, we're in Dublin, let's go. And yeah, it was a good experience all around.
Have I told you guys about the Tambourine Bar in Weymouth before? No. So
Nope.
it just popped into my head that
one large tambourine, please.
So basically, I was thinking when you were just talking about the Scottish dancers coming in and the drums.
Well, they'd be Irish, but yes.
Irish, sorry, the Irish.
To be sure.
Stop it.
We have a bar in Weymouth where every Saturday night the Tambourine Man comes in, and what he does is he comes in with his guitar, but he also has a bag.
Definitely has a tambourine.
No. The Tambourine Man does not walk in with his guitar. So there's something wrong.
He comes in with his guitar, but then he has 2 big bags full of tambourines. He then systematically,
you can hear him coming anyway.
He then hands all the tambourines out to everybody in the bar. And then he starts playing music, and then everyone just starts going off with tambourines, and everyone's like, yeah! So you've got a whole bar of half-cut people smashing tambourines in no real sense or order or anything like that, and some bloke just strumming away on the guitar. So
does it add to the music? I mean, it definitely adds to the experience, but does it actually add anything to the music?
No, 100% ruins the music and the vibe in the bar. Just a group of drunk people smashing tambourines. It's kind of the Weymouth budget version of that, right? It's added to
it. Good evening, my lady. Can I interest you in a tambourine? I don't actually. I don't know what's going into me. Cool. What songs can you play on the tambourine?
Well, anything you put your heart to, really.
We Will Rock You seems the obvious.
I bet you could do a good sleigh bells.
Ring ting ting. Nice. I can't believe that did take a bit of a twist back towards the tambourine, but the Tambourine Man walks in with his guitar was just a sentence I was not ready for. The Tambourine Man walks in with his set of screwdrivers and where else we can take me? One last thing on beers on holiday. It's not really that remarkable, really. I was in Greece and I was expecting to drink Mythos.
Oh, I love a Mythos. Love a Mythos.
Yeah. In Halkidiki, Mythos, it wasn't not there. It was just quite a rare occurrence. Alpha was
okay. I haven't had an Alpha.
And you know that when you're in Greece and someone brings you the glass, sort of like the 500ml, sometimes with a handle, and it's been in the freezer, and then they poured the beer in, and it's 30 plus. That's just a wonderful moment, isn't it?
Spot on. And that's why those like kind of light lagers just go down so well in that climate, don't they? I mean, you wouldn't want an imperial stout in that kind of situation.
That's it. And I hear in Greece as well, lagers are coming back.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Who'd have thought it? Risen from the ashes.
So, this week we're going to do a focal point on North Brewing Co. Have you guys come across North Brewing before?
I have. My
first time.
My guy I get my beer from, a old mate. He's a bloke with a shop that sells beer.
How are you making a craft brewing shop sound dodgy?
I just want to pretend he's my mate. I have absolutely no idea what his name is. So I'm hoping he doesn't listen either. No, he does, but he's had North for a while, and I've had a couple before. There's quite a variety to choose from. I've seen a bit, been around the block a little bit. I mean, in a craft brewing sense, maybe, but I think I'm about to be hit with some knowledge in terms of how long they've been around.
Yeah, but Drabs, did you have something you want to say on that?
No, I was just going to say that I've never heard of them before, and I only stumbled across them today in Asda, and that was conveniently that I was literally staring at the beer going, and then the worst part is whenever I buy beer from breweries I've not heard of, I have to Google it and then Google image beer that they sell, and then stand there looking at my phone, looking at the beer, because normally in like Tesco and Asda and everything like that, there's just rows and rows and rows of everything. And conveniently, I brought the last can in the Weymouth Asda.
Nice.
So they must be doing something right.
I'm finding that as well, Rich. This is maybe just a sign of age. I am over 30 now, and I'm like, particularly if I'm looking for a particular beer, like oh God, I've heard such an old man saying this. I look at the labels, I go, I don't know what that beer is. I don't know what the brewery is. So instead, I have to look at the shelf underneath and go, there it is, in legible writing, the Queen's English as well. North Brewery. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. Because North are a good example of it. These jazzy labels. I can't be reading any of this nonsense.
Yeah, if I'm quite honest, North Brew & Co. They're like kind of little NB with the line with the little, their logo basically is very subtle. It's all about the can design, but that almost makes it look like it's a fake, like a knockoff beer, like an own brand beer.
Like, or almost that could almost be New Balance in
I do will say
somewhere else. I mean.
But no, North is an interesting brewery. They've been around since 1997.
Get out.
Or I should say, North Bar has been around since 1997 and has been an institution in the kind of the Harrogate area since, as I said, for almost 25 years. But they only actually created the brewery, which is North Brewing Company, in 2021.
That was just saying. So they've not been around that long, since 2021. I'm assuming it was they kind of made the jump in lockdown.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, I guess setting up a brewery takes a bit of planning and time, so maybe they had plans a long time before lockdown happened. But yeah, I mean, they were the bar, and then they started brewing. Maybe it was, you're right, Trav, maybe it was because the bar got shut because of lockdown. They really expedited their plans. I don't know the real story behind that.
Oh, okay. So diversified over the years, or up the chain, supply chain, except more eloquently than that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they've been a local repository and, kind of an institution in the local Leeds area, introducing craft breweries and beers into the Leeds city centre, since 97, apparently. The likes of Brooklyn Breweries, we know. Erdinger, they put in this one as well, and Sierra Nevada, because obviously those are all brands which weren't necessarily in the UK market in 1997. So they're saying that actually they've been a launch pad for a lot of these like breweries coming into the UK. So they've also got quite a reputation for an audience base of new and cool breweries.
No, I was going to say that's just quite cool that they've clearly been brewing their own stuff, that they've clearly been promoting all of these other great beers, but they've got to a point where they've just gone, yeah, we brew some pretty good stuff. Let's just throw it out there.
I've been having a look at this, Drabbers. I'm pleased to say, I think they will get your seal of approval in terms of whether or not they're. I don't think it was ever in much doubt, but they are a 100% legit craft brewery. They have got beers coming out their ears. They've got about 9 core beers, which presumably they do on the regular. Specials on the go, they've got about 12. There are, and that doesn't even mention their collaborations for those not quite so hip as myself.
I think a couple of special mentions on there for their core beers. I've seen a full Fathom 5, which is a coffee and coconut porter.
Oh, awesome! And that's got to be. Oh, hang on, but they're Leeds rather than Manchester, aren't they? Isn't Full Fathom 5 Stone Roses song? I reckon it might be.
That makes sense to me.
I love the names of the beers, and maybe I can carve out a career as a specialist of beer name etymology, because they've got a Kolsch style which is called Herzog, which I've got no reason to base it on, but I assume it's something to do with Werner Herzog, but it could just be that it's a name they like.
What else have they got, Babs? What are the beers it's names wise?
Oh, sorry, in the cores, in the cores, it's not the cores. But I think Rich or Joe, one of you said you have got Pinata. It's you, isn't it, Rich? You've got Pinata, haven't you?
Yeah, I've got Pinata, the mango and guava pale ale.
Yeah, 4.5%. I also have a beer of 4.5%, but I'm currently tasting Open Space, which is a gluten, a gluten-free pale. Or Gufpa. No, that would be a pale ale, wouldn't it? And I can't remember what you've got, Joe. Didn't you say
I've got a special or a collab, for sure.
You are special.
I'm a special I'm a collab beer.
By the name of?
I have got their North Brewing Co. and Burnderbust, and it's the Salted Lime Sour.
Salted lime sour.
Salted lime sour. That sounds like a shot of tequila for some reason.
It tastes like one as well in some respects. And I must say, I'm not the biggest tequila fan, but this has definitely got like a kind of an upmarket desperado taste to it. It's really interesting.
I like the can though with the special jumping tigers.
Yes, it's bright green. It's got some tigers jumping around all over it. A little NB in the middle logo, and then North Brewing Co. and Bunderbust. I've never come across Bunderbust before, if I'm quite honest, as a brewery. But if they make beers like this, then I will check them out. This is actually a very tasty 4.2% unusual beer.
That was what I was going to say. Do you think you could have more than one salted lemon sour?
Actually, I could. I could probably have a couple in the sun. Mm-hmm. I think it's got something a bit different to it. I mean, that kind of the saltedness to it is kind of coming through. Not that it's like it's quite a nice twinge to it. I think the best way to describe it, as Drabber said at the start, it's probably like doing a shot of like a tequila slammer, with the salt and the tequila, and then the lime afterwards. It's got that full hit, but it is just an upmarket desperado. It's not like obviously doing a tequila slammer, you're going to be like, exactly. But it's a lot smoother than that, but it is sweeter.
At a more relaxed pace.
It's quite a sweet desperado. Let's put it that way. But it definitely has got a more refined taste to it.
So I've just been drinking this Pinata.
Yeah, I want to know how Mango Guava is working out.
Yeah, the Mango Guava, which is pulling along the lines because so it's meant to be a pale ale, but I'm getting it tastes a little bit like one of my favourite drinks, the Nipa.
Ooh, you like a Nipa?
Which I love a Nipa, and this is genuinely this is hitting all the notes, and I could sink these all night quite happily. I think.
Ah.
Oh, decent. Well, it's a clean sweep then. I'm currently. I'm doing the gluten free, which is called Open Space. Which is I'm getting it as well. Normally you think it's a load of cobblers. Well, not normally, but sometimes I think it's a load of cobblers. I get a bit grapefruity because it's a bit sharp, but also nice and it's. I mean, if you are very strictly gluten free, if you have a taste of this, you're really not missing out on sort of other pale ales. One of the notes that did blow my mind a little bit because I wouldn't even know what to be looking for is resinous pine. I thought it was a famous actor of the 1940s, actually, but apparently not. But I'm also going to, while we're here, I'll go with the just bog standard, sturdy IPA. So I haven't tasted this yet. Let's see what we think. That is. I mean, I know we use the word pokey a little bit too much. No, I'm not going to call it that.
We don't at all, but you certainly use pokey.
No, we all do. We all do. Just when you guys say it, you just whisper it. Yeah, nice.
Yeah?
Yeah?
Drying your mouth out?
Yeah, do you know it's a bit of a shock to the system having done because that's a 6% and I've just been at 4.5%, so that's a bit of a
step up.
Hello, but these are craft beers, Joe. These are craft beers, Rich, rather.
Yeah, you know what I really enjoy. I think this company does one of the best things I think I've seen from any beer company or brewery yet.
Interesting.
So I just found it on their website, but they offer a beer delivery service for every Friday for your office locally in Leeds, and they will deliver 24 chilled beers to your office every Friday afternoon on a subscription service. So all your team can have a cold beer at the end of the week.
Nice.
That is a shout in there.
I think if you're in the Leeds area, you should take advantage of that for sure.
Yeah.
Because as we're attesting to, these are some fantastic beers. These are really tasty. I mean, a definite, they're a craft brewer. I wouldn't be, if you like your traditional ales or you like your traditional way of doing IPAs, you'll probably get a bit of a shock jumping into these guys. But, this is if you like your kind of a different take on beers, you like a more of a craftier brew, then there's a wide range to try, I think, with North Brewing.
So, and anyone who actually happens to be visiting North Brewery. Go and have a look on their website, which is actually where I went to go and scope out what beers were on offer from these guys. We mentioned a little bit that there's their core beers, their collaborations, their specials, and a little dedication to what they're calling field recordings, which, as far as I can tell, is that at the brew sites in Taverners Walk, there's kind of like a little inside brewery as well. Another smaller one within the big one. Which does that make sense? Are you guys familiar with this?
Totally,
sort of concept?
it's Brewception, isn't it? So yeah, I mean, so going back to it, I was interested by field recordings. And it's from the description, they're calling it like creating new drinks that represent our interests, passions, and long history with beer. So it seems like they're using it as like an innovation lab or innovation brand to try different beers. And I've seen this, we talked about them recently. Black Sheep have a 5-barrel project. And it's basically a different kind of brand that's still their beers, but they're kind of putting it in a different kind of vessel.
I like that. Yeah. I like that idea that also if you do anything that goes really horribly wrong, but you want to try just to see if anyone's up for it. Just go, that was one of our 5-barrel projects.
That was our 5-barrel. That was not on us.
Did you not like it? Well, it is an acquired taste.
Yeah. No, we try some different things with field recordings. You can kind of like palm it off a little bit.
Yeah, guys, because life begins at the end of your comfort zone.
Oh my gosh.
I saw that in one of those places that's like I'm sorry, this is like the whole world knows this thing now about live life love
yeah
probably live laugh love something like that,
or laugh if you're from Worcester, isn't that right, Rich? Laugh.
Or if you're us, you just have lads
it's laugh.
Live laugh love live laugh,
anyway
love.
That was my excuse for coming out with that horrible, corny little phrase I just said. So, enjoy that anyway.
It's the motivation. It's whatever gets you up in the morning, isn't it? So, Instagram, North Brew Co. They have 66.4k followers. And Twitter, North Brew Co. has 16.5k followers.
Oh! The weirdest noises.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, interesting that they started out as a nice, as a well-known stockist of different craft beers, but seems very instrumental in the Leeds area for introducing different kind of beers to that populace, and then the fact that they're now making their own beers, and as we can attest to, are very delicious beers and different wide range of beers as well.
Very delicious.
And that's all we have time for this week's episode of the I'll Try That podcast. And so from me, Joe, Rich,
Barbara,
and Simo,
goodbye. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram,
Twitter,
I'll try that podcast.com,
and watch us on YouTube.
Goodbye now.